Hey, welcome back to Crystal's Tarot, or welcome if you're new. Please consider subscribing. I'm not sure who this reading's for. It's not sign specific. However, we do have the King of Swords out here, so you might have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Sorry, what the heck? You might have a fire in your sign somewhere, fire sign in your chart somewhere, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But with the King of Swords, it's Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. It's some sort of air sign, or you're being impacted by this energy currently. You also have the Devil card in your grounding energy, which makes me feel like there's something that you feel tied or bound to. For some of you, you might be done with the Capricorn. There's something, let's see what else. Yeah, the recent past, you have the Seven of Swords. What else? You have, for your crowning energy, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, hold up. I like that. Almost. What else? Okay. So you got a little deck kind of for the final outcome. Bottom of the deck, you have the Judgment card. You're evaluating something. You're thinking if something is fair, if things are matching up, if things are lining the way that they're supposed to. Okay. So I'm just going to put these over here and we'll read those when we get to it. All right. Let's see. So you have the King of Wands came out. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. That energy did come out. Let's see. So we don't have any cups here or any pentacles really other than the Devil card. But, oh, sorry, we do. We have the Eight of Pentacles, your crowning energy. But you have mostly swords here more than anything. You might have a lot of Libra, Gemini, Aquarius in your chart. But let's get into it. Your current energy, you have the Seven of Wands crossed by the King of Swords, and this fell and it still stayed in the upright. So I felt like there's some sort of like realization, there's a truth, a clarity that you've received that you're defensive about. For some of you, it's a new idea that you're enacting in your life. You might be doing things differently and like really being serious about that commitment. Like you see yourself like basically you're like whatever you decide, you're gonna start standing up for that. You're not gonna let people tell you like, oh, do this instead. Like if you made a decision, you're gonna stick to that decision. I feel like in the past at some point you used to like allow people to kind of sway your opinion, but you're not anymore. At a soul level, you have the Devil card. So there's something that you're kind of like drawn to. You're very like addicted to it. For some of you, you might be addicted to a person, addicted to like old patterns. I just heard old habits, old patterns die hard. So for some of you, these are like childhood traumas that you still experience or impact you currently. Like there's still some sort of healing at a soul level that you would benefit from. In your recent past, and it doesn't have to be the recent, it could be like a couple years ago, somewhere in your past, you have the Seven of Swords. So somewhere in the past, there's this energy of somebody being deceptive. I don't know if this is you or somebody in your environment. I don't know if this was you doing this to somebody or you receiving this energy. With this reading being for pretty much every sign, it's hard to say. So take it as it resonates. You could be the offender or the offendee. But in the recent past, somebody was deceptive. Somebody betrayed you. And I felt like that's what's connecting your crowning energy, or sorry, your crossing energy. And your crowning energy, I guess, too, really. Like you're working very heavily, very like steady at something. I feel like for some of you, you might be blocking, like you might also have Capricorn, obviously, right? We have the Devil card here. You might have Capricorn in your chart. I was about to say you're working a lot. You're addicted to work. You're working in order to kind of like get yourself out of this mental energy. Like somebody, I feel like you were the one that was betrayed in some way, shape, or form. Somebody caught you off guard. Somebody caught you defenseless. They caught you when you weren't expecting it. And somebody was like, they stole something, they betrayed you, they did something sneaky and shady. But right now, this card that like usually I place my bottom of the deck differently, but for whatever reason, I placed it right here. And so when I put down your recent past energy, it's facing the Judgment card, right? So like this energy is always brought to light. Nothing is done in the dark that is not brought to light. And with them facing the Judgment, I felt like you became aware. For some of you, there's like some sort of court case involved potentially. But I felt like there's this energy about like somebody has to answer for what they did. And like with your current energy, you're like aware of something. You have a new way of doing things. You're thinking about doing things differently, right? And you're defensive about that energy, or you have something to say and you're defensive. For some of you, you're just really defensive right now. And if somebody questions you, you tell them, and what? I have a reason, right? Like you're defensive about being defensive. Like I feel like like it's very aggressive energy. I'm used to like, I don't know. I'm what I need to be when I need to be, whatever. But I felt like it's very combative energy right now. I felt like it's very fiery, it's very passionate, it's very excited. I felt like somebody did something that pissed you off. It was sneaky, it was shady. And it's like you're also looking at that energy at the same time, right? You're looking at that energy, and like I felt like it doesn't notice you notice. And you're like, you won't let somebody else do that to you again. You won't get caught like that again. You won't allow somebody to behave or treat you like that again. Like you're doing things differently, and you're thinking very heavily about like you're just working at creating your stability, creating your environment the way that you want it to be. For some of you, you're like thinking about work. I swear you got like Capricorn in your chart somewhere, or like a Virgo, Aquarius. There's like some, sorry, a Virgo or Taurus. There, like you probably do like it. You have a Earth here. We have fire. We have a little bit of Earth, but mostly air and fire. I lied, guys. We do have cups. Barely, but this is how you see yourself. We don't have this anywhere but you. So I don't know. I feel like you're trying to love yourself and be kind and compassionate with yourself, but your environment is not making that cohesive. Like you're trying to celebrate, you're trying to have a good attitude, you're trying to like think positively, but your environment is full of like these kind of characters. Like, and it's just laugh it off, right? You're thinking about a victory. You're thinking about headed in towards, sorry guys, I don't know what's this light. You're thinking about heading in towards some sort of victory, some sort of abundance for you, whatever that is for you. Your near future, you have the King of Wands. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Some of you might be going into something, or there's something you're passionate about, and you're going to be having more action involving it. For some of you, you're actually going to be having more like adult time in the near future. For some of you, I feel like there's somebody that's addicted to you, or you're addicted to them. There's like somebody within your energy that for some of you, you might be defensive about somebody and not really want them in your energy. What is this? It's like somebody hides, right? Somebody wants to know, but they hide. And like somebody might be watching you. It's like a circle. There's a lot of watching here, cross-referencing. There's a lot of watching and cross-referencing here. The heck? All right, then. What is this? I don't know if this is supposed to come out, so we're just going to look at it, but we're not keeping it. And the Hermit and the Ace of Cups came in the reverse. So there's something like for some of you, we have that was a different reading. For some of you, there was time where you were by yourself, having to learn things, figure things out on your own. And I felt like you had to be like you had to pour into your own because people weren't pouring into you. And with me asking to clarify this toxic energy I'm feeling over here, I felt like it's stupid. There's an energy. I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend nobody, but I'm just gonna call it like I see it. Absolutely. I'm getting something right here. There was something you like this energy of you realize something, or you've learned something. You're processing information or speaking your truth, and you're defensive about something. And like I was saying, there's a lot of watching here. There's people watching. There's addictive energy, whether you're addicted or somebody's addicted to you. There's this energy of with it being in the up, because the energies here, I'm going to address it in both the upright and the reverse, because it had to be in the upright at one point to turn in the reverse. So, and I feel like both messages are relevant right now. So I felt like there was this point where somebody left you to kind of figure it out on your own. I felt like they were watching you invest in you, but they weren't investing in you. They were I felt like you had a hard time. There was times where like you struggling and you're defensive because it was hard, right? Like this energy of like, that was freaking, like, you're defensive right now because you had to struggle through something that either was not fair for you to struggle through, and or it was really hard. It was hard and you don't want to do that again. So you're sitting there and you're speaking your truth, like you're calling BS when it's time to call BS. You're acting out your truth and you're calling things as you see it now. And I feel like that's causing like some conflict within your environment, but so be it, right? There's this energy of like you were left to be alone, and you had to get your fulfillment from yourself and spirit. And now somebody wants to come along and act like, because they were watching the whole time, right? They kind of watched you get knocked down. I don't know if they were the one to knock you down or not, but somebody watched you get knocked down, and then they watched you pick yourself up and brush yourself off and like gain some sort of like awesomeness within all that. And then you like kept on moving. And now they're coming around and being like, hey, acting like they didn't notice you fell in the first place, acting like they didn't have the ability to help you and like show you some compassion or show you some sort of like just check on you in some way, shape, or form. Like, you don't got to do it for me, but if you genuinely care about me and you see I'm struggling here, then let me know. Like, check in on me. Hey, how was your day? Are you okay? Like, do you need anything? Just letting you know I'm thinking about you. But instead, you were all by yourself, motivating and encouraging yourself. Spirit was motivating and encouraging you, right? They were not. But now they want to come back in because they can't let go either. There's some sort of like tie here where there's like this deceptive energy, right? There's somebody was sneaky and deceptive, left you, abandoned you alone, had to figure it out your own, had to like learn your own power by going through those disappointments, by crawling up the mountain, struggling your way through it and learning your greatness through it. And now they want to come in and act like, hey, I didn't abandon you. I didn't leave you alone. I didn't notice that you needed that help, but they freaking knew. And so now you're defensive about that energy, right? And there's something right here. We have the Three of Cups, the Judgment, the Nine of Swords, and the Four of Swords. Okay, we have Judgment right here is the bottom of the deck too. So I feel like this message plays into the overall. So we're not going to keep it, but we're going to read it. So there's some sort of celebration coming in for you because things are finally fair. Something is going to be corrected, right? Like the universe has checks and balances. Like people might not, like you might, okay. People in general, unless it's character, right? It's self-evaluation. Like you do what you feel is right, whether somebody's looking or not. Like at the end of the day, if nobody's looking and you're somebody who puts the cart back, you're going to go put that cart back. You're not just going to do it because somebody's watching or not. You're going to do it because that's what you do. If you're not somebody who, if you're not comfortable lying, you're not going to lie. Like there's things that you're going to do or not because that's who you are. There's something here of like spirit saw what took place, right? Spirit saw. And I feel like you, whoever this reading is for, like you did good. Like you get an A plus, B. For some of you, it might be a C. I don't know, but you're definitely not the person who got the F and the D. Like there's no, you don't have to do anything beyond this point. Like you just sit back and relax. It's time for you to sit back and enjoy and chill. Like whatever this energy is of where you're defensive, and at a soul level, there's some sort of, I don't know if you feel tied to it or there's a concern of toxic behaviors, toxic patterns because of old history. There's some sort of energy here of at a soul level, you have this concern of, you don't want to be your mother, your father, right? You don't want to create old, or you don't want to recreate old patterns. There's something that you've been, I don't know how to explain this really. Like it's like there's been this pattern or these experiences, these cycles that you don't want to keep on creating. So you're thinking of like, how do you do things differently? What is the life I want to live, and how do I create that? And how do I actually actually do that? I'm actually manifesting and creating my environment, right? And you're very passionate and very inspired by it. And I just dropped the Devil card. So let's see if it's in the reverse, because it's also on top of it falling. This is how I see it right now. So it's in the upright. So you're still working through that, right? You're still resolving those energies. But let's get back to this message because this one's really important. So there's this energy of like, everything has to have checks and balances, right? Nothing just goes unchecked forever. At some point, the parents come home and it's realized that the kids were having a party. At some point, there's like checks and balances at work and it's realized somebody's been stealing funds. There's always checks and balances at the end of the day. Like you might get away for a period of time, but it's not going to go forever. But I feel like you are celebrating because whatever the checks and balances was, when there were checks, your stuff came out balanced. Like you did the best you could. You were honest. You were fair. You were sincere. I feel like there's energy within you, though, that you have a tendency to stress. You have a tendency to worry. You have a tendency to get stuck in your thoughts and like reevaluate things and go over things and over things and over things and over things. I feel like you do your own checks and balances throughout the day, right? But there's this energy of like some sort of healing towards like whatever this is that you're being defensive about. Like spirit saw it too. Like it's time for you to heal. You need to get out of your thoughts, allow yourself to get some rest, allow yourself to sleep. If you need to speak with somebody, do what you need to do to close out these cycles. There's some sort of unresolved issue that goes along within your thoughts. It just cycles along. It just keeps repeating. But spirit wants you to be aware and to acknowledge the fact that you did the best that you could, right? You genuinely put effort forward. You genuinely put effort forward with the idea that it was going to be for the betterment of everybody. Like it was going to be fair. Like I was going to do something, whatever this was that somebody judged. You did it out of pureness. You did it out of like good intent. And be careful with that, because you know what they say, the road to hell is paved with good intention. So you could be trying to help somebody all you want, but like follow your intuition. Not everybody can be helped, and sometimes it's not meant to help them. Sometimes they have a lesson to learn from going through that struggle, right? But I feel like it's time now to be like you're stuck in your thought. Okay, hold on. There's a couple of things here, so bear with me, please. There's an energy here of what you think about, you bring about. So make sure that you're very cautious and guard your thoughts. Don't allow your thoughts to just wander. Don't allow yourself to sit there and watch like negative things on TV. And then, especially at nighttime when you're supposed to be going to sleep, don't allow yourself to get trapped in like negative thoughts, remembering when people were hurtful and disappointing for you, the things that caused you to have sorrow within you, the things that caused you to have resistance, the things that caused you to doubt yourself. Do not think about those things. Like heal that energy, clean out those thoughts, repair those memories. For some of you, you need to go through the dark night of the soul to clear this energy. For others of you, you just need to accept it is what it is and move on from that energy. Sometimes it's better to look at things more deeply and clean it, and sometimes it's not. Like it's basically sometimes you restore a house, right? And sometimes you demolish it. It just depends on what it is for you. Like you need to like get out of your thoughts, like heal, like whatever this is that cycles through your thoughts all day, all night when you're trying to rest. There's a need for you to settle your energy, intentionally settle your energy, calm yourself. Like with this being the Four of Swords, like you've been through hurt, you've been through disappointment. That's why you're defensive, obviously, right? But you need to allow yourself to calm down and relax and realize you're not in harm right now. You're not, like, you're safe. You're able, you can do anything you want to. Don't allow yourself to doubt. Don't allow yourself to remember when somebody was like super douchey and asked more of a jerk than what they should have been, right? Male or female, take it as it resonates. Hi, Brenda. There's an energy of like you are allowing your thoughts to kind of run away with you, and what you think about, you bring about. So you need to make sure that they're positive. You need to make sure that they're healing, that they're nurturing, that they're kind, that yes, I went through that crap. It was really freaking hard. I remember it. How could I not? But at the same time, it does not define me. At the same time, I have good intentions on my future. At the same time, I have good expectations of my future. Sorry, my message, like that one was coming in weird. There's this energy though of like, you need to change your thoughts around. Like when you find yourself thinking okay, for some of you, you remember when somebody did something mean and deceitful. Like you remember this, when they did this to you, when they made you feel crappy, when they lied to you, when they made you feel confused, when they manipulated you, when they shattered your emotions, when they betrayed you, whatever this was for you, you remember that. But there's a need for you to, even though you remember that, even though you were hurt by it, even though it wasn't fair, let it go. Accept that that wasn't fair. It was not right. It was not okay. But you are okay. You are free to move forward how you choose to. You don't have to allow yourself to be bound and restricted by memories and past thoughts and past expectations and somebody's crappy behaviors. You can allow yourself to go free. Like there's this thing, right? Like I've been watching a bunch of like motivational things. And so there's like this thing of like when you're manifesting, like even though the truth is the truth, you don't have to always see it as that way. Good. I'm glad it was helpful. Even though the truth is the truth, like Yes, that happened to me. Yes, I experienced that. Yes, my finances are a little bit difficult right now, but I know, like, change your thoughts around, right? Like, yes, I know that I'm abundant. I know that I'm resourceful. I know that there is like better for me around the corner. Like, you have to intentionally heal yourself. And I feel like this is internally for you right now. Like, whatever has happened in your environment has definitely happened because other people did it to you. Like, you felt something, you were impacted by it. But at the same time, at this moment, you're the one remembering. You're the one, you could be doing the dishes, you could be at work, you could be like getting a massage, whatever this is. There's moments where you remember that hurt, that disappointment, this betrayal, this whatever this is for you, you remember it. And yes, it's true. Yes, it happened. Yes, it's true. But thinking about it does not fix anything, does not heal anything. So even though it's true, you have to intentionally. I have that experience about shitty relationships. Yes, it's true. But I'm destined for great things. I was born on this planet to experience genuine, authentic love, to be treated kind and compassionately, to have somebody treat me like I'm the only person on the planet that they will ever want to be with. Like, those are the things, like, you have to tell yourself these things. You have to make this your environment. You have to create it into your reality. And this 3 of Cups keeps sticking to my arm every time I put my arm down. There's some sort of celebration, but you have to create it. You have to be the glue that connects the dots in your environment, right? This celebration is there for you, but you have to be the one to go in and accept it, to allow it into your environment, to heal your thoughts. And that's what allows it to come into your experience, right? There's some sort of celebration that's wanting. I love it. Hold up. I just had a realization right now, and I'm going to show you once I finish my thought. This energy of, okay, hold on. I'm going to try to go through this really quickly because I feel like for some of you, you've already got the message, but for some of you, you just need a little bit more. So I'm going to try to do that. You get out of this energy by, like, when you have that memory come in, when you, like, for me, it used to be like, it would be like a thumping in my chest, and it would like turn, like, some of you, it's a physical thing that goes into mental, or it's mental that starts a physical thing. But whatever it is, once you see that coming in, once you notice that trigger starting to be pressed before it's fully pressed, with that, it's like a tiny moment, tiny window. Tell yourself, I am abundant. I am blessed. God did not make any mistakes. God made glory. Everything he made it was perfect. And you're a creation of God, whether you believe in God or not. Like, you are magic. You were created in somebody's body. Okay. Like, a person created you, and then they birthed you through a little tiny hole that was smaller than you are. Or even if you're C-section, like, birth, like, you can die through birth, whether you're the baby or the mother. Like, that's the closest that you will come to death before your death, right? Other than like life experiences, but naturally, most of us. So there's this energy of, like, you have to go through your gratitude list. You have to intentionally change your thoughts around, even though you might have been like, people might have like kind of like treated you, right? You have these expectations of being treated like crap because you've been treated like crap. But there's some sort of energy within you that you're like, no, I know that's wrong. I know that's not what I want. I don't know how to change it, but I know I want it changed, right? So you're just being defensive. You're like, have your guards up. We had the hermit out here. Like, you're just like, you have your boundaries up, and there's no invitations being accepted. They're like, nobody's welcome to the party. It's you, yourself, and your solo cup. And there's like this energy, and I'm not saying like you're a loner. I'm just saying, like, you don't allow people to get past your internal things. Like, you don't let people in, really. And you have a fear of repeating old cycles, repeating generational curses, repeating toxic tendencies that you have experienced or witnessed, or your family has somewhere. Okay. But there's this energy, like, know your strength within you, right? You are not a victim. Even though you had things, even though you had things be done to you and you remember them and you feel them still, you are the one who heals yourself. You are the one that brings clarity to your thoughts. You are the one that forgives. And we don't forgive other people because for them. We forgive for ourselves so that we can move on, so that we can heal. See, okay, yes, that's what it was. Thank you for pointing that out, because I kept feeling like there's something in that message, but I couldn't let it go. But some people have already gotten the message, but some haven't. So thank you, Forever Love. My advice is breathe. Like, it's important. Oxygen is very important. It's important to know what your triggers are too. It's important to have tools in your tool bag for those triggers. There's different breathing techniques that you can use when you're being triggered. If you're somebody who gets emotional and you start to cry, that's your emotional brain. I don't know which is left or right, but that's your emotional brain taking over. If you start to do math, as simple as 1 + 2 is 3, + 2 is 5, - 4 is 1. Like, basic math, and it causes the other side of your brain, your logical side of the brain, to come back in, like, come in. And that could also work. Like, I would assume that that's going to work anytime when you feel yourself getting emotional in any type of way, any strong emotion. Do basic math. And then, like, once you feel yourself like starting to come back down a little bit, breathe. That's the best thing for me. I was always like, breathe. And I would even tell myself like breathe, because there's times where it's like we get like, you like, for me, I would like hold my breath at times, and then it's like, that's not healthy. Like, you need to breathe. Like, that oxygen helps your brain to think, right? People who are born and they don't have that oxygen at first, like, it causes long-term effects, long-term damage. Oh, that's cool. So there's you need to breathe. You need to remind yourself to breathe. You have to heal yourself, right? This struggle that you go through, it's definitely real. It impacts you. It impacts you day to day. Some days more than others. But also, like, you're the one that triggers, like, those, okay, the triggers, those thoughts, they come. You can't control that. That's memories. But you can control the fact of telling yourself, hey, that person chose what they chose, and I can't choose for them. I am responsible for myself. Even if you have to remind yourself of that 20 times in a row, I am responsible for myself. I only control myself. I'm responsible for myself. I only control myself. Whatever this is for you, you have to cause yourself to line back up. Like, I don't know what your triggers are to like tell you exactly. And I'm not a psychiatrist, guys. I just have my own life experiences. I've had a lot of life experiences. But like, whatever this is for you, you have the ability within you. One day at a time, and more than just one day, it's one moment at a time. And breathe. Get through it. Like, it's everything is like, we can be triggered all day, all night, but we are the ones that control it. We are the ones who get to decide how we're going to react to it or not. And that's how you know when you grow, when you can. And also, let me tell you this too. Another thing is that's very powerful that I learned is, like, if people are triggering you because they tell you something or they do something or they don't include your, like, whatever it is, if people are your trigger, understand that they're just your mirror. So if somebody is like pissing you off because you think they're selfish, there's something within you that is holding back from yourself that you want to experience. Or you're like, if you feel like people don't allow yourself to like express yourself, you also don't allow yourself to express yourself. So like, and note, like, I have a lot of metaphors. So it's like looking at a mirror, right? Like looking at other people of like, what emotion are they causing in me, and how can I relate? Like, is there a different angle I can look at it? Like, there's different angles all the time, which allow different perspectives. And if you have a different perspective on something and you can look at things differently, that allows you to kind of look at things from a different perspective and remove your emotions from it and think logically about it. And I don't know, for me, I can make rational decisions that way. But I have a lot of air in my chart too. I wish I had more cups. Sometimes I make too much of a thoughtful decision. So it's about having balance, right? It's about knowing your weakness and filling in the gaps. Like for me, I know I have a lot of fire and a lot of earth, or sorry, I have a little bit of earth, but I have mostly fire and air in my chart. So I have to mentally remind myself, hey, remind my loved ones I love them, check in with them, like intentionally do these things for yourself, like things that you need to work on, like make little calendar reminders, or like make appointments with yourself. Like if you need to do self-healing. And another thing, a lot of us have parent issues with our parents. It doesn't fix it, but it helps it to, like for me, looking at things from their perspective, like putting yourself in their shoes. Your parent as a child, more than likely, like obviously everybody, when we're born on the planet, we're not mean. We're 100% natural. We're loving, we're kind, we're open. It's not until the point that somebody mistreats that we get closed off to the world. We start to be mean and hurtful and things like that. But at the same time, hurt people don't always have to hurt people. So decide within yourself if that's going to be you or not. And then start to make those forward movements of healing yourself, healing your environment. What you think about, you bring about. Once you heal your thoughts, you heal your environment. When you think better, you bring about better in your environment. So there's this energy of, hold on, I want to get here. I'm really excited to get there. There's also this energy of like, you need to expect for better things, right? What you think about, you bring about. There's this energy of you're the creator in your environment. And if you're always thinking about things that you experienced, your energy is kind of being wasted. Instead, you need to be thinking about, like, what do you want to experience? Like, basically, I'm going to show you guys, it's a new technique of manifestation I've recently learned. So if you're trying to, like, let's say I want to create like some, I don't even know for a good thing right now. Basically, when you're thinking about, like, what your brain is your conductor, like whatever you're thinking about, you're bringing this energy towards you. So when you're thinking about, I don't want somebody who's going to be hurtful and mean towards me, and you're thinking about what you don't want, you're putting your energy towards that. So that's actually what you're creating. The universe doesn't hear, I don't want. They just hear you thinking about when somebody was hurtful for you, when somebody betrayed you, when somebody lied and manipulated you and controlled you, and that energy. They're not hearing, I don't want that. They're picking up that energy of, like, you remembering that, you reliving that, you being scared of that. They're not picking up that energy of, I don't want. They're picking up that energy of when they did those things to me and how I felt. And it's like you're wanting more. But when you fix your energy and you're like, no, even though all those things, yes, they happen, but I'm going to be over here in my la la land, as if imagining, even as an adult, imagining what you want your environment to be, telling the universe who's there waiting for you, like you have done what you were supposed to do. And the universe is just waiting with open arms, like, ask and it shall be given. Knock and it will be opened. Ask and it will be given to you. Like, you're going to be happy that you did, but you first have to get out of your thoughts. You first have to expect better for yourself and your environment. Don't focus on like if you live in an environment where people are being mean to each other and you're always like, damn, they're always mean, you're going to be experiencing people being mean. But if you're like telling yourself, like, yeah, that's reality, but in my mind, in my reality, in my little, like, it's your world, we're all just living in it, right? So in your world, in my world, right? In my world, like, yes, shit is shitty sometimes, and life is what it is. It is what it is. But in my world, I'm intuitive. In my world, I'm abundant. In my world, I'm loving. In my world, I get to laugh and play all day. I get to joke, and I get to learn things. I get to turn these difficult times into lessons, into growth, into abundance, into prosperity. So life is what you make it, for reals. So you need to start, like, when you speak, make sure that if you're like, it's okay to lie sometimes too, in the aspect of like, if your truth is not making you happy right now, speak a truth that is. Like, tell yourself a lie, that's a better lie, right? Tell yourself something that feels better. I think it's yeah, and that's not okay either. Like, people, it's not okay for people to treat people like crap. It's not okay. Like, people are there, like, whether you're a parent and you're given a child, your job is to protect them, to nurture them, to help them to develop, to learn how to be a good person in society, not to manipulate them, not to control them, not to treat them as if they're the new you and they have to live your life. Like, you should have lived your life better, and your life isn't over, so start doing better. Like, let your kids live their own life. We're all here to experience our own things. Like, we have our own struggles to go through. They're not our punching bags. They're not our weapons. They're not, like, nothing. Like, people got it twisted. And that's this energy. That's this toxic energy, right? And I feel like it's tied to you at a soul level. There's something that still, like, you feel like it still bothers you. It's still there. But I'm telling you that even though it's there, even though it happened, I'm so sorry it happened as well. Like, genuinely sorry that it happened. I've had crap happen to me. I've had crap happen to me as well. And sitting there thinking, and I'm telling you for reals, like, I promise you, I know what it is to be betrayed, to be, like, I know what that pain is. Everybody, it's different, but I promise you, I've been on all spectrums in every aspects of life. Like, but thinking about it doesn't fix it. Thinking about it doesn't make me feel good. Thinking about it does not do anything but give those people power, those memories power, that past power. And you are not your past. Your past is not your future. You are you. You are strong. You are able. You are abundant. And there's so much more in store for you. And I want you to heal, because you are worth it. You are important. You are worth it. You are worth it. You are worth it. You are worth it. You don't have to sit there and deal with somebody talking crap to you, putting their hands on you, making you feel less than a person. Like, you deserve so much better than that. And spirit has saw that crap in somebody, but you have to see it within yourself first. Like, you have to see your value, and you have to know you're not somebody's emotional or physical punching bag. You have to know your own value, and you have to stick up for yourself. But spirit saw it. And once you stick up for yourself, and once you just, like, move in the direction that's right for you, once you tell yourself a better lie and start actually playing it out like it's your movie, like, that's my best advice, right? For this message. Life is hard, and it's been crappy. And it's probably going to be crappy sometimes. Like, we don't prevent those stupid car accidents, and we don't prevent loss of jobs, but we control our attitude that helps us have good jobs and helps us maintain good jobs when other people are going to get fired. Like, we have the ability to control our thoughts. And when we control our thoughts, we actually control things. What you think about, you bring about. And once you realize that your power is in your thoughts, like, oh my God, it's going to be unstoppable for you. Like, for reals, your power is in your thoughts. You manifest in your thoughts. So don't be thinking about how somebody was bullshit to you. Don't be thinking, this card really wants to be known. So we're going to put this here. And then I got to go back over here again because I jumped out of there. This energy is very toxic. And yes, it exists. And you can't avoid it. But if you can defend yourself against it and get away from it, once you're away from it, don't allow it to have your energy anymore. If it's not in your environment anymore, get it out of your environment. And if you're thinking about it, you're the one that's inviting it in your environment. So when you find yourself remembering those those memories, having those experiences, those flashbacks, whatever this is for you, it's important to like trust, like go over your tools, okay? But if you don't have tools yet, trust spirit, trust yourself. The things that you are grateful for, I don't care if it's the fact like you caught the bus today, you have your meal that you need, you have a warm blanket, whatever this is that you have genuine gratitude in, go over that list over and over and over. If you like the way your shampoo smells, whatever this is for you, go over that list, and more and more and more start to bring those things into your environment. Things that you enjoy, start to have them in your environment. Like, you need to start healing yourself, and nobody can do it but you. This is internal. This is something that you were cut deep. But this isn't something that any surgeon can come along. This isn't something any boyfriend or girlfriend can come along. This is nothing that can be repaired by anybody but you. You can't be hugged by the right person for long enough. You can't be kissed long enough. You can't get enough money. Whatever this is for you, nothing is going to fix this but you. This is an internal thing. It's internal use only. There was another message about that, internal use only. But once you do this, once you're open, Spirit's going to give you a lot of messages. Spirit's going to tell you how you get into this energy to heal this and celebrate. You're like, Spirit wants you to be healthy, happy, and whole. So let me get into this message too. And I don't know where this came from. Oh, this was the message I think that jumped out and that we weren't going to keep it. But we stayed on it for a long time. That's hilarious. I'm telling you, I pull those strings. Like, I go until Spirit tells me to stop, because somebody needed to get that message. I don't know if it's somebody on here and or somebody who's going to be watching later, but I go until Spirit tells me to stop. So yes, 10 of Wands. This was the card that kept freaking bumping. Every time I try to get this card to be like, you're struggling through this, and yes, it exists. This is the freaking card that came. Man, so yes, it exists. We're going to go over this message one more time. Yes, it happened. Yes, it existed. Yes, it was fucked up. Yes, it was not cool. It was not fair. You should not have had to deal with it. It was not fair. 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 But how does that fix anything? How does living in that energy fix anything? It doesn't matter it wasn't fair, because it doesn't matter. You're on to bigger, better things. You're on to the next chapter. You're on to the bigger, better you. It doesn't matter that that was shitty. It doesn't matter that they cheated on you. It doesn't matter that they betrayed you. They did you a favor because they let you go so you can experience something better for you. So stop giving them your energy by remembering what they did. Thank you. Goodbye. Good riddance. And I know it's easier to say, but I promise I've been there. I promise I have been there. But once you learn your own power, once you learn your own value, once you appreciate yourself, you won't deal with that. You won't miss that. You won't wonder when, because you know you're better than that. You know that they were a stepping stool for you, and you were a lesson for them. There's a difference in that energy. And if you think about it, you'll learn something in that. They were a lesson for you. And hold on. You were a lesson for them, and they were a stepping stone for you. They were a stepping stone for you, and you were a lesson for them. I hope that message came across to whoever needed it. I'm sure it did. But there's some sort of celebration. There's like some sort of victory. Like, these cards together tells me like you're headed towards the 6 of Wands. And we have the 6 of Wands right here in your hopes and or fears. So that's a whole bunch in its own. But before I get there, I'm going to finish right here. Sorry, I jump around. I digress. So right here, these messages that came out, the ones that they came out, so we read it. It's the freaking how you see yourself. It's how you see yourself. You have the 3 of Cups in 2 decks, right? So 3 of Cups and 3 of Cups. There's solitude right now for you, but you're not alone. Even though you might feel like you're alone, there, like, I'm getting a bunch of messages with this right here. There's a lot for you to celebrate. You have to realize, you have to go over your gratitude list. And again, I don't care if it's as simple as like, I like hearing the birds and I heard the birds today. Whatever you're genuinely appreciating, you need to like give that energy your focus, not what happened that was shitty, not what keeps you up at night and makes you stressed and sad and disappointed, not the fact that the bills are due, the fact that you're able and capable and that things are always working out for your greater good. Things are always going to work out. What you expect, you will receive. I promise. What you expect, you will receive. Like, I don't know if any of you guys have looked at those people who won the lottery, but they just, I knew I was going to win it. They expected to win it and they won it. Like, and some of them were homeless. Like, you can't sit there and say only people who have whatever certain walks of life. Like, basically, like, if you're somebody who wants to fight for your limitations and have limitations and restrictions, you'll get that. Whatever you seek, you will find. But if you're somebody who you genuinely want to heal, sorry, I don't know where the card went. You want to heal. I feel like you want to say, like, it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair. They did something and it wasn't fair. Like, you want the whole world to know that somebody was like douchey, right? It was hard for you. It shouldn't have been done. They were not trustworthy. They did something sneaky and shady and deceptive. And you want to tell the world. You want everybody to know. You want to be seen as, like, not necessarily seen, but you want to be vindicated in some way, shape, or form. But you don't need to. Like, this energy does not fix anything. Like, if you need to be right, then you already lost. If that's your motivation is to be right, you lost. But if you can sit there and allow somebody that's wrong to be right, then you won. Like, I hope that made sense for somebody. Like, there's a necessary energy for you to like appreciate your abundance, appreciate the progress, appreciate the rewards, appreciate the sacrifice even. And be aware that there's forward movement from it. Even the things that were meant to hinder you, there's forward movement. Okay, let's see. Sorry, guys, that was everywhere. How other people see you. You have the Page of Swords. So somebody sees you as seeing something, speaking something, receiving more knowledge, learning, like you recently learned something. You might have recently said something that pissed somebody off for some of you. 6 of Wands. There's some sort of victory. They see you as having victory. They see you as victorious. You need to see yourself as victorious. That's the thing though, too. I feel like people have their eye on you and they're like critiquing you and making you feel a certain type of way because they feel a certain type of way. So if they're jealous of you and they're trying to make you like get off your game, why are you going to let them? Like, keep doing you. Like, naturally do you. And I wish you would have got the 2 of Swords. I feel like that would have been really good advice for you. Like, turn a blind eye to the crap. You don't need other people's opinions or advice. Like, you just need your own approval, yourself and spirit, and your direction, your intuition, which your intuition is yours. It's internal use only, right? You don't need nobody's approval. You don't need nobody's direction. Spirit tells you where to go. Follow your intuition. Follow your internal guidance system. It's internal. I feel like there's people like around you, like there's opposition, right? There's people around you trying to make you feel crappy or feel belittled. If you're somebody in a connection that got cheated on, your partner doesn't love themselves, let alone love you. They don't feel worthy enough. So it's not about you not being worthy enough. They're not worthy enough. Like for some of you, you're carrying hurts that do not belong to you. That you're just a casualty. You're just a casualty. It's that stupid saying of hurt people, but that's just stupid people. That's irresponsible people. That's immature people. Like, hurt people when you're immature. when you're mature and you're grown up and you're mature, you heal and you don't hurt people. You're just a hurt person that's healed. Like, I don't know. But no matter how old you are, like if you're still in that energy, you're still immature. If you're still going around hurting people and being deceptive and you can't tell the truth, then you haven't healed and you're not authentic. And why are you worried about that? If somebody cannot authentically be themselves, why are you worried about their perspective of you? They aren't even themselves. Anyways, okay, I like this. So a message that came out, I was going through, I don't know what I was trying to clarify, but I felt like I needed to pull a message, so that's what I did. And you had the King of Swords come out in the upright and the Five of Wands in the reverse. And I like this combination, right? So you have a truth and a clarity and you're acting on it. You're bringing it into life. Yes. And this was your crossing energy as well. I like this. Okay. So you know what your truth is and you're going to start living it and you're not fighting anymore. That's the best part. You're not arguing. You're not fighting. You're not like being combative. You're not proving your point. You're not proving you're right, which makes you right. Like if you have to prove that you're right, you're not right. It's like what is done in the dark will come to light. And once what's things in the light, like anybody could look at it and see 1 + 1 is 2. You can't look at something and say 1 + 3 or sorry, 1 + 1 is 3. Like, no, like clarity and truth is truth. Like you can't make things up. You can't just say things just to say things. And if you are, you're not living in your truth. And if you're not living in your truth, why are you judging my truth? You're not even authentic, right? So let it go. Like whatever this energy is, and I'm not saying it didn't hurt. I'm not saying it wasn't fair. I'm not saying it was okay, because it definitely was not. It was not okay. And I'm sorry you experienced that. But allowing that energy to stay with you does not heal anything. It does not fix anything. It does not cause the other person to suffer. It causes you to continue to suffer, to continue to give up things that are yours by right, because you feel like you're not good enough. You feel like if you take it, somebody's going to take it from you. If you, like, there's a lot of like wounds. There's a lot of trauma in this energy that I'm picking up that's causing somebody to kind of restrict their self, and kind of like put on a brave face and do what they're used to doing because that's what's expected of them, even though that's not what they want to do. There's a truth within them that they're starting to slowly work out. Final outcome should things remain the same. We're going to read this part first. We're going to first read the ones that were upright. Okay. The Six of Swords, right? Getting out of your thoughts, not arguing. Where was it? Not fighting anymore. Not fighting and arguing with yourself anymore either. You're headed towards that. I love it. I don't know if you guys remember me saying it, but I said I hope that you guys got the Two of Swords, right? Usually I wouldn't want the Two of Swords. That's like you're blinding yourself. But in this way, I would. I do want it. I do want you to ignore those thoughts when they come. I do want you to act like you don't see so-and-so when you bump into them. I do want you to act like all this crap that you don't know. I want you to act like you don't need to know it. You don't need to know. Don't know, don't care. It's not my business. That's what I would tell myself too. When I would find myself thinking about something, wondering about, it's not my business. God's will, God's way. It's not my business. God's will, God's way. It's not my business. Like, for some of you, I did this. For some of you, you might think it's crazy. For some of you, you might find it helpful. Basically, things that I felt it was hard for me to like feel like loved. So I would sit in a room when I was having my moments, and I would sit there and tell myself, I am lovable. I am fun. I am worthy. I am lovable. I am worthy. I am fun. I am lovable. Like things that would make me feel like cringy to say, I would say over and over and over until I'm comfortable saying it now. Now I know I'm lovable. I'm fun and I'm worthy. Everybody on the planet is worthy. And the things that I would not be able to say comfortably, I had to say it and over and over and over. And it took months and it took tears and it took a lot of uncomfortable times. And it took a lot of like me arguing with spirit. I'm not saying it right now. I'm not comfortable to say it right now. And like, even if it was like once or twice, saying it a couple times and then putting it away for today and then picking it up again tomorrow, like whatever it is for you, there's things that you can do to heal yourself, to get out of those toxic energies. And you need to act like you don't see it, act like you don't know, act like you don't need to know. Right? Yes. Have forward movement. I don't know. There's a lot of things that I don't know, but I don't need to know. I can move forward anyways because I trust myself in spirit, because I know what I know. Because at the end of the day, I trust my internal guidance system. So I'm moving away from the crazy crap and the arguing, the raging hormones I heard. So male or female, take it as it resonates. I felt like there's this energy of like you're going to start like being you're going to be restrictive with your energy, but with your thoughts as well. Like you're going to be protective with your energy. You're not going to just allow anybody to come in and take over conversations. I feel like you're going to start like you might see somebody and you're like if you're in a grocery store and you see somebody and they're always gossiping or they always like make you feel negative, you're going to see them and you're going to like intentionally like choose a different route. Like you're going to avoid them. You're going to act like you don't see them. If this is a coworker, you're going to, oh, hold on, I'm on my way to a meeting. Or somebody calls you, hold on, I'm getting another call. Can I call you right back? Or my favorite, sometimes like your phone might be dying, you know, if somebody calls you and like you got to charge your phone sometimes. And you're going to quickly be moving forward towards something because you have this internal you gain this internal clarity, this internal balance, which helps you to have forward movement. And I felt like there's a truth within you. And you're like, I don't know, for some of you, you might be leaving a person, a job, but I feel like it's your thoughts. Most of you, it's your thoughts. It's communication. It's the way you talk to people and the way that people talk to you. It's the way you talk to yourself as well for a lot of you. Oh. Okay, I was going to put those down and they jumped out like side by side, the two of swords and the chariot. Like there's going to be quick forward moves. So for some of you, you just got to figure out what your tools and what your tools in your tool belt are. Dentists, they need dentist tools. Doctors need doctor tools. Plumbers need plumber tools. Like what tools do you need? Like some of us have physical trauma. Some of us have emotional trauma. Some of us have relationship trauma. Like what is your trauma? And you're your own surgeon. What tools do you need? Right? You're your own surgeon. Nobody can heal this but you. It's a solo mission. You and spirit. Then you have the Four of Swords, the 10 of Swords, and the 9 of Pentacles. Oh my God, was this that reading? No, it wasn't. I did a reading right before this one, and it was saying like they had the Ace of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles, and that's a big leap, right? That's a huge jump. And I felt like you're pulling that energy too. You go, I love it. You go from being disappointed, like somebody left you out, somebody didn't choose you, somebody might have chose somebody over you. You didn't get the job that you wanted. This is Cups, so it had some sort of emotional investment, and you're disappointed with what you ended up with, right? And you feel like I can't take it no more. I can't recover from this. There's no coming back from this. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get that. I want it to be close enough where you guys can see it, but the stupid light is not all. Anyways, so like it's this hurt that you have, right? You still, it carries with you a little bit. And it's like you don't know how much more you can deal with. Like you've been hurt, you've been disappointed, you've been betrayed, you've been backstabbed, you've been lied to, manipulated. Like it's just like how much more, right? And then all of a sudden, like, you're good on your own. Like, it's this quick jump of like, this energy to this energy is night and day. Night and day, literally. Stuck in the dark, stuck in sorrow, stuck in disappointment, stuck in fear, stuck in thinking things aren't going to ever work out, to knowing that they can, to knowing that you don't need nobody but you. Feeling like I was abandoned, I was neglected, somebody, they didn't choose me, they didn't want me. I don't want nobody but myself. I don't need nobody but myself. Me and spirit, me and my intuition, right? You see that little bird up there? I don't know what the bird is perched on. I don't know what this is. It's like a little, I don't know what that is back there for you. But there's a lot that is hidden for you, for your abundance, for your like, you can carry your own weight. You don't need anybody's approval. You don't need anybody to apologize. You don't need, like, you just have to decide that you're good on your own, or that, like, you're okay. That's all you have to do. You just have to decide you're okay, and you're okay. Your mind is powerful. Like, you have everything you need. Your tool belt is like you're a jack of all trades. Like your tool belt is off the chain. Like all the tools that anybody would need, you have those. You have everything you need. And you make this jump. You get tired. You get tired of being in your feelings. And you realize how amazing you are. You realize whoever you're crying for isn't worth crying for. What you're missing isn't worth being missed. Things happen for a reason. Everything works out the way it's supposed to. Everything's always working out for your greater good. And it felt like you do like a 180. Like it's like a quick flip. I like that energy for you. Let's look at your last message right here. Ah. Okay. Don't shoot the messenger. And what you think about, you bring about. And if you think it's not possible, you're right. If you think it is possible, you're right. Whatever you think, you're right. Okay? With that being said, your final message is the Two of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like, and let me point this out. Sorry, the stupid reflection. So right here is like the sun, but it's really the moon, because it's nighttime, but it's really the sun, but it's like the moon, but it's the sun. And right here, it's like a pentacle. It's like their sand dollar between them, right? And their cups. So I felt like what was once foreign to you felt like very like you didn't understand it. It didn't seem like you was ever going to be able to touch it. You're going to touch it. You're going to, like, it's going to exist in your existence. You're going to be happy with it, and you're going to touch it. It's going to exist within you. For some of you, this is going to be something that comes late in life. This isn't something, this definitely is not a connection. We knew each other since our teens, and we've been together since puppy love and high school sweethearts. And no, this ain't that. This is, I genuinely love you. I am authentically giving myself to you. I'm fully revealing myself to you. And this was long time coming. This was like, and this is slow coming too. This is when this finally comes, it came slow. Like, I feel like these are like several dates before you guys actually start to like sleep over. I feel like that, like, it's like this connection that you're going to find yourself in, or that you are in, and you're like realizing and opening up to, there's something that, like, it becomes beautiful over time. It develops over time. It's authentic over time. Like, it grows stronger over time. Like, it's going to be a long-term connection, a long-term commitment. And I feel like you guys are going to be authentic with each other. You guys are going to like reveal your secrets. You guys, like, you're going to know them in a way that they wouldn't have expected. And they're going to know you in a way that you wouldn't have expected. And I felt like it came it came slow. For some of you, you probably never thought it ever was going to come. Bottom of this deck, you have the Fool card. So be optimistic. Know that new things are coming in for you. There's new cycles. There's new opportunities. There's new things. You just have to be optimistic. You have to trust and go with the flow. That's the biggest advice. Hold on. We're going to get one more messages. Yeah. We might end up pulling those, but I feel like most of the, yeah, we might get the rest of our messages from here. Rite of passage was kind of stuck in there. So I feel like you're growing for sure and you're having to work for it, right? You're on to the next cycle. You're evolving. You're evolving to the next, like, more mature spiritual you, but you have to work for it. You have to earn it. And not that, like, okay, so I'm getting like the hard things that you've went through, that wasn't you earning it. You earning it is going to be being able to release the hard things that you went through, right? So for some of us, like, we, like, me and a family member, we were always like we didn't have parents really. Like, life was hard always, and it was hard a lot, and it should have got easier because it'd been so hard. At some point it has to get easier because it's been so hard. But no, that's not true. It gets easier because you make it easier. It gets easier because you expect it to get easier. It gets easier because you intentionally tell yourself, this is not going to be how I live. And you intentionally start thinking differently and doing things differently and being different to have different results in your environment, right? That's how come things change. Not because you deserve it, not because things were hard and it should balance out. No, it balances out because you think differently. It balances out because you made it balance out. So when I say you're going to have to work for it, it's because it's not easy to let go of that pain. It's not easy to accept that somebody was wrong and that you should be able to see them suffer because they did something wrong to you. So you should be able to see them have to deal with the consequence of that in some way, shape, or form. But that's not true. That's up to spirit, and it's not up to us. And when we live in that energy, we're deciphering ourself, our growth, our blessings. So you're gonna get a reward, not because you went through hard things, but because you were able enough, strong enough and able to let those hard things go. Wow. Shit. That's amazing. That's the wow. So you're gonna get this abundance. You have the Six of Wands out here. 2 decks, twice it came out. So you're definitely going to get that, but you're gonna have to work for it. You're gonna have to, like, forgive people who didn't ask for your forgiveness. Ask people for forgiveness who you might not feel like you owe an apology to. There's a lot of, like, harsh lessons and uncomfortable truths that is going to lead you to that victory. But Spirit's realizing and seeing everything. And I feel like there's something within you, like there's the Judgment. You also have the Judgment card out here twice as well. Like, people have to have accountability, right? Like, it's better to have self accountability so that way you don't have to have, like, Judgment accountability, Spirit's accountability. But at the end of the day, there's always accountability. Always. Sorry, guys, I've been shuffling over here on my lap. So I'm going to shuffle over here. This is going to be our last shuffle. I was over there talking and shuffling, and I was like, they don't even see me shuffling. Oh, hold on. There's still more. Hold on. Something's stuck. It's stuck. For some of you, you might get like a little bit of progress and feel like it's just stuck for a little bit. Like it's not coming along like like it feels like it should, but I feel like it's just around the corner. Yeah, just around the corner, guys. Just bear with yourself. Be kind to yourself. You have connection. I'm telling you, like for some of you, you're not in a connection right now and you need to heal so that you're full and you're authentic and you're whole on yourself. And you're going to meet somebody who's in that energy. You're not going to want somebody who has work to do still. We bring connections that we're of that energy, of that caliber, right? So you want to hurry and heal and like accept your truths, right? Because you want the person you're with to be able to accept their truths, be honest with themselves, even when even if it's a hurtful truth. Like the truth is the truth. But sometimes, sometimes too, like if your truth is not like a beneficial one, there's moments where the truth is not the truth, and you need to like tell yourself a better lie. So it's basically like, let me clarify that. Like if you're telling yourself, I'm not entitled to be loved because I've had all these horrible experiences, tell yourself, I am going to be loved the best out of my life. And I'm going to find somebody who's going to be authentic, who's going to be honest and sincere. Like what you are scared, what you want, but you're scared of having, that you're fearful that you can't have, say that to yourself that you're going to have it, and keep telling it to yourself and tell yourself over and over and over until you believe it, until you comfortably say it, until you have it in your existence. So that's the thing about manifestation, right? Like your emotions have to line up with what you're like. If you want to have love, but you expect to have defeat and disappointment, you're going to have what you're expecting. But if you can clear out that energy and you're expecting to have somebody that's authentic, somebody that contributes, somebody that is funny, that you enjoy spending time with them, that you laugh together, that you guys do things together. If you focus more on that, that's what you're thinking about. That's what you're bringing about, because where your focus goes, energy flows. So make sure that when you're thinking about things, it's not what you don't want, it's what you do want. All right, so then you have inspiration. So you're motivated, you're already inspired for something, and you just need to move that way. Keep moving forward in that direction. Then you have being bound. Yeah, you've been restricted. You are used to doing things the way that you've been shown that things are done, but that's not how you have to do things. Like you don't have to do things the way that people tell you to. You can break free of other people's chains, obligations, commitments, thing, whatever this is. Like you don't have to live other people's lives, other people's lies, whatever that is for you. Like this is your life. Live your truth. Everybody, we all have our own life, and we all get the opportunity to live our truth, speak our truth, be our truth. And you can't live your life by somebody else. Like I feel like you're inspired to break free, to become you, to learn something and like progress. You have the Chariot card, you have the being bound, and then the inspiration, Judgment several times, the Chariot several times. Then you also have the Devil, the Ten of Swords, the the Seven of Swords, Seven of Wands, though, too. So I feel like there's opposition in your energy, but you have the ability to overcome it. You can overcome it. Cycles of life. It's just a cycle. It's a part of life, right? Part of life. I feel like there's like a new direction pulling towards you, or you're pulling towards it. You want to nurture and grow something, but you're kind of hesitant too. You just got to get out of your thoughts. You got to clear out your negative energy. You got to know that you're who you are, and that's perfect. You're where you are. Where you are is where you're supposed to be, and that's perfect for right now. You can change things as you come against them, and like tweak things. Like just live your life the way you want to. And if you choose to make little changes, you have the ability to do that. You're never like restricted and bound, even though people might allow you to think that. But if you allow people, like it's that saying, like could have freed more slaves if only they would have known that they were slaves, right? Like, some people like to be slaves, but some people are a slave because they don't know that they're a slave. But like, there's an energy, like, you're used to doing things in a way because that's how it's always been done. But it's toxic, right? It's just because that's what it's always been done doesn't mean it's how it should be done. Doesn't mean it's healthy. Doesn't mean it's productive. Doesn't mean it's doing anything. It's not helpful. And there's something within you, like, you're inspired for better. You're inspired for growth. You're inspired for a connection, but you're scared of crap. Like, you're scared of it. Like, you want something, but you're scared that you can have it. You want something, but don't think it's possible. You just got to get yourself aligned. Like, what you think, you're correct. If you think it's not possible, you're correct. If you think you're always going to be with a cheater, you're correct. What you think about, you bring about. So whatever your expectations are, you're correct. Like, heal yourself, heal your thoughts. Like, tell yourself, like, intentionally tell yourself better things, better lies. Like, it's not true to sit there and say that things are always going to be negative. That's not true. Life is the opposition. Life is about peaks and valleys, ebony and flow. Things are always changing. So I feel like there's, like, you can't tell yourself, like, that something is not possible. If you want it, if it calls to your soul, if you're dreaming for better, it's because it's possible for you. It's calling to you. That's why you're calling to it. That's why you feel it. All right. I'm going to go ahead and end this reading. I feel like whoever needed to get the message has got the message. I appreciate you guys being on here. If you're interested in a personal, you can reach out to me. All that information is in the description box below. If you're interested in anybody wants to get some personal questions on here while I'm live, you can go ahead and do that. It's 1-21-21 when I just said that. So I'm going to wait on here. I feel like somebody wants to ask something. Anybody have anything they want to ask? I'm going to say there was somebody, when I said that, it was like somebody wants to ask something. Somebody might want to ask you something. Somebody on here might want to ask me something. Divine being, follow your intuition. For whoever's wanting, whoever wants to ask something or not, I'm going to see if somebody comes on. But let's see. What was this energy, Spirit? What was that energy? For whoever wants to ask something, what is your message? Maybe you're not on right now. Maybe you're going to be watching later. You have the 5 of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the 2 of Coins, the 2 of Swords, the 9 of Coins, the Queen of Swords, the Page of Coins. Okay. So somebody abandoned you because there was passion elsewhere. Not necessarily with another person, but like with a job. Maybe they had a lot going on with work. They had a lot going on and they couldn't give you the commitment that you were interested in. So they ended things. And I felt like you didn't allow yourself to see something. You didn't allow yourself to see how much that they were, how do you say? I felt like they were showing you that they were interested in you, but there was like doubts and you weren't allowing yourself to like fully reveal yourself to them. I felt like there's been some sort of realization within the both of you, and there's going to be a new cycle. Somebody wants to communicate. Somebody wants to reach out and provide a new offer to somebody. Somebody left because they didn't feel good enough, or they didn't feel like they were able to like fully invest in the connection. They were passionate about work. They were passionate about, like, they might have had kids. They might have had a lot of things going on. For some of you, they might have been like, they might be a parent that has to co-parent with somebody else. And there's like toxic energies also in their environment. And they weren't seeing how somebody was trying to like cause a wrench between you guys. Somebody wants them to be like independent, to be single independent, to not be with another person. And I felt like there's like some sort of realization coming into the dynamics. And I feel like somebody's gonna extend an offer where somebody had to once like walk away, like jump ship basically. I feel like they're gonna come back and like offer a new opportunity. But I feel like you're gonna make them work for it. You are interested, but you're gonna make them work for it. Bottom of the deck, you have the Page of Wands. Yeah, somebody wants to reach out because they're passionate and they're inspired. They're passionately inspired. So they're going to reach out and communicate. All right, that has been your reading. I hope this has been helpful in some way, shape, or form. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Be kind to yourself and to others, and make sure that you're healing. You're worth it. Make sure you're going over your gratitude list. Love you. Appreciate you. Bye.